Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Hi viewers. In this video, we will discuss about offshore drilling and production platform. So let's start. Offshore drilling platforms and different methods. So today in this video, we will discuss about drilling in shallow water, drilling in shallow to deep water, drilling in deep water and ultra deep water, and different types of production platforms. And in part 2 we will discuss about fixed wellhead platform. It will be a 3D model review, by the way. So offshore drilling platforms, normally it is divided into 4 big categories, but there are many other types as well, but I will discuss the major one. First one is flat bottom barge. It is completely submersible buoyancy tanks. Then there are jack-up rigs, then semi-submersible platforms, jack-up rigs, semi-submersible, we will discuss in detail in next slide. And drilling ships is again a ship with drilling equipments, everything with this. Flat bottom barge for offshore drilling. It is normally used in shallow water. The submersible tanks we filled until it is rest on the seabed actually. After drilling, the water is again pumped out and barge can be towed through tugboats from one location to another locations. As you can see in these pictures, the top side is on the above sea level, while the filled tanks are or the you can say the bottom tanks, filled water tanks, they are on the seabed, or you can say like shallow water beds. In shallow water means the depth of the water is very less, or it's around 5 meter, 10 meter like that. So that's why it is called shallow water. And normally this kind of flat barge is used in rivers, canals, lakes, like where you have very less depth of water. Jack-up rigs. As you can see in this picture, jack-up rigs are used in shallow and intermediate water depth. It has 3 or 4 legs that can be lowered down till the seabed. At drilling location, as you can see, these trusses or the legs, 3 legs or 4 legs, sometimes it's 4. So when the drilling finished, these legs again raised up and rig can be towed to a new location. These jack-up rigs are normally used for drilling up to 120 meter deep wells. Like this is not a depth of the sea, this is depth of the drilling actually, up to the 120 meter. So you can see in this picture as well, this is a raised platform where the legs or the trusses are lowered down, and here when it has to move from one place to another place, so the trusses again raised up and it is towed through this tugboat, can move from one place to another place. Semi-submersible platform is supported on large pontoons. These red colors, as you can see, these are called the pontoons. Okay, it provides the buoyancy that allows the platform to float from one place to another place. Sometimes what they do, they provide the propeller underneath these pontoons, and propeller is pushing it to move from one place to another place. And when the platform reach its designation location where it need to drill, so it will be anchored. You can see these anchors. It can reach to the bottom of the sea or seabed and anchor it, and that anchor will keep them at a particular location. Anchors are used to keep the platform at one place, while the pontoons, these red color pontoons, these are filled with water to keep these pontoons below the sea level. It will increase the stability during the wave motion. As the majority of the weight is below the sea level, because of the water filled pontoons, the stability is increased actually. It can move from one place to another place, again similar to the previous one whenever required. It works based on dynamic positioning system, and to keep it on one particular location. Normally it used from water depth 60 to 3000 meters. Normally we can say like 200 to 10,000 feet. Actually this is the range of the semi-submersible platforms. Drilling ships. This drilling ships, it is fitted with the rig equipments. As you can see, this long structure that is required for the drilling to lower the pipes down. And these mobile ships can drill in ultra deep water, and it's ranging from 3700 meter and beyond. It's again required dynamic positioning system to adjust its position and to keep it on a drilling location. Now, types of platforms. These are the platforms that normally used for production, wellhead or intermediate, and then supply of electricity and this kind of purpose. So types of platforms, you can say that fixed platforms, compliant tower platforms, tension leg platforms. Here you can see the fixed platform. This fixed platform here in the Middle East, we use normally the fixed platforms. Then there is a compliant tower platforms. The fixed platform is depth is up to 1500 feet, and after that, if the depth is more, then we use normally the compliant tower. It has again structural width more than that, and stability is based on the depth of the water. So it is normally used between 1500 to 3000 feet. And then we have tension leg platforms. So tension leg platforms, as you can see here in this picture, this is tension leg platforms, and it is used from 1500 to 7000 feet depth. Then semi-submersible platforms. These semi-submersible platforms or drilling platforms both are same. So sometimes it's used for drilling and sometimes it is used for production as well. So this semi-submersible is as you can see here in this is called the semi-submersible. Here the pontoons are below the water and rest of the platform is top of the sea level. So it is again anchored on the sea bed, and as you can see, these are the risers where you will get the oil and gas together. Okay, so sea star platform. Sea star means this platform, as you can see, this is called sea stars. Its shape is like a star, that's why it is called the sea star platform. It is similar to the working wise, it's a similar to tension leg platform, but the range is 500 to 3500 feet. And the spar platforms, its range is more than any other platforms. It is range from 2000 to 10,000 feet. So it is normally used in very deep water. So we'll discuss one by one all these, and then at the end, you know, the floating production, storage and offload vessels like FPSOs. And as we know that FPSOs normally used in very deep water where the feasibility of the any other platform is not economical. So then we are using this FPSOs for getting the production like oil and gas and then transporting it to the land. Here you can see the fixed platforms. This is the top side of the platform. This is the jacket, and it is piled on the seabed. So after the piling, it is connected with the jacket, and jacket is connected with the top side. And we'll discuss in part 2 in detail about these fixed platforms, because in Middle East, like in UAE, Saudi Arabia, like Qatar, all these areas, they are having this fixed type of platforms. So we'll discuss in detail these fixed platforms. So tension leg platforms, again, the legs are having the tension legs, and it is tied with the bottom of the sea or seabed, and top side is floating, and at the top just these tension legs actually increase the stability. So we'll discuss one by one in next slides. So semi-submersible, again, as we discussed, the pontoons are filled with water and it is underneath the water. Top side is stable because of this, and it is again connected with the tension wires. Next one is the spars platforms. Spar platforms having this cylindrical shape, and at the bottom they have cylinders. So I'll discuss this one in the next slide as well. An FPSO, as discussed, it's a ship that store the oil and gas and then transport it to the onshore. Fixed platforms. As you can see, this is the jacket here, and this jacket is connected with the piled. Actually, we are doing the piling in the seabed, and the pile head is again connected with the jacket, and this jacket has two major portion. Lower portion is underneath the water, the upper portion is called the top side, and this jacket is connected with the top side of structure, welded with top side structure. You can see here is top side is called the deck. This is the jacket in this picture, you can see, and the lower part is piling inside the jacket legs. So this is how it is actually, and it inside this we have the risers, and each riser is connected with the well, and these riser pipes is connected with the wellhead on the top side platform like Christmas tree. So it is built in again a maximum of 1700 feet the depth of water, and beyond that it's not economically feasible. So that's why we are keeping it under intermediate or the shallow water or intermediate depth of water, which is around 500 meters. Compliant tower platform, it is a fixed rig which is similar to the fixed platform. As you can see, the only difference is the depth. Here normally we are using it beyond the 450 to 900 meter depth of water, and it has a huge structure underneath the water, and because of the stability, and topside is having more facility as compared to the fixed platforms. So it all depends on the depth. So advantage of this using this compliant tower is the flexibility, like flexibility in the legs itself, and then the axial tubings, and all these things. It controls the frequency of the structure itself, and if the natural frequency of the structure is more, so the chances of resonance will be reduced, and the stability of the structure will be improved. So in the deep water, the forces, lateral forces and the deflection is more, so that's why these structures are installed there. Sea star and tension leg platforms, these are two different types of platforms, but I'm combining in this one slide. The sea star means, as you can see, the star in the bottom of these platforms, that's why it is called the sea stars, and tension leg is the lower part is connected with the tension legs, and these tension legs are anchored in the seabed. So this is how it is. It is again sometimes it is filled with water. The sea star structure, that structure you can see the pontoons underneath the water. This sometimes it's filled with water, sometimes it's filled with air. So normally it's filled with water, same like semi-submersible platforms. And when it is filled with water and it is anchored through these tension legs, will increase the stability of the structure. So that's why it is called the tension leg platforms. And it used in the depth from 1500 to 2000 meters, like 7000 feet of sea depth. Each platform has its own particular advantages and disadvantages depending on the applications and the locations. Semi-submersible platform, as we already discussed, sometimes it is used particularly for the drilling purpose, and it is very easy to move from one place to another place. Semi-submersible can be used in the water depth of 60 to 3000 meters, like 200 to 10,000 feet. These semi-submersible platforms have the tanks underneath the water, and these tanks are filled with water to increase the stability, and then anchored with the seabed. And when it has to move from one place to another place, what we do, we just pump out the water from the tanks, and easily it can be like float on the sea level, and through the tugboats we can move it from one place to another place. Spars, again, spars platforms are used it in deep water. The depth is around 3000 meter or 10,000 feet. It has particular cylindrical shapes, as you can see here, the top side and the bottom soft tank. The soft tank means this is filled with water, and the middle section, and then we have the hard tanks, rest is on the top of the sea level. And top structure is again like the production or drilling purpose we are using it. So in this picture even you can see this is cylindrical shape. So this cylindrical portion, it has top side and the bottom. Here you can see the J tubes and the risers pipes are in between the cylinder. But this platform is huge hollow cylindrical hull with the other end of the cylinder descending to the water depth of about 200 meter, like 700 feet, to increase the stability. and as I discussed, it is used normally the water depth of 3048 meters or 10,000 feet. Floating production storage and offload vessels, FPSOs. As you can see, the offloading facilities here, topside production facilities on the ship, then storage facility in the bottom of these, and these are the mooring lines connected with the risers, and risers are connected with the wellhead in the seabed, and they are getting the oil from these pumps, the seabed pumps, and store in the storage tank. So these are large ships equipped with the processing facility sometimes, and sometimes only the storage. And the main types of floating is FPSOs, like floating production, storage and offloading system. Sometimes it's only the floating and storage and offloading system like FSO, and sometimes only floating storage unit, only FSU. So these are used in deep water around 1829 meter or 600 feet. In second part, we'll discuss about the fixed wellhead platform. I will go through this 3D model of this fixed platform, and we'll discuss all the levels of the platforms and detail. Thank you for watching.